All right, now wait, no.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jumbo.
Wait, no, stop, because people still talking. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and start.
In order for humans to live, they need access to fresh water. While nearly 70% of the Earth's surface is water, most of it is salt water, which humans cannot drink. Only a small percentage, about 3%, is fresh water. Of it, just about 69% is currently frozen in ice caps and glaciers, while another 30 is held underground in soil or in rocks. This means that only 1% of the water of world's fresh water, or 0.03 of the world's total water, is surface water that humans can access to drink. The small amount of portable suitable for drinking water makes it conservation incredibly important so that water shortages already occurring in some regions do not spread any further. If they do spread, this may lead to conflict over the right to use this water. There are many ways in which humans can affect access to fresh water. For example, humans can pollute bodies of water, thereby making them undrinkable. In some cases, they make physical changes to the land by building over wetlands or damming up rivers, while wealthy countries can afford to make the investments necessary to make their residents have access to fresh water. Poorer countries often cannot. This means that poorer countries are at greater risk of devastating droughts, which can lead both to dehydration and starvation, as the country is unable to water its crops. Where you at?
Can I say something? Oh, never mind. It's gonna be something about him.
In Africa, where droughts are common, they have been more prolonged than in the past. This is due in the part to climate change as well as a greater demand for water as the continent's population has increased. During a drought in Kenya, the last from 2007 to 2009, over 60 elephants died. Some of dehydrations, others of starvations due to lack of vegetation to eat, and others of disease that became fatal due to elephants' weakened states. Some others in the endangered animals, such as the white rhinoceros, died too, which brought them closer to extinction. When the biodiversity of a region declines, the human population suffers as well. In different ways, when a region experiences a significant drought, many animals may die from lack of water or food. If the region is only like Kenya, which depends on its wildlife to draw tourists, the effects of the drought can be devastating. If tourism declines due to high wildlife casualties, then the locals who depend on income for tourism will lose their livelihood. People may then turn to farming to earn money, but crops require water to grow. This can place further strain on the water supply and worsen the original problem on the drought. Sometimes an imbalance in the system, such as lack of water, can enter in a feedback loop where the situation only gets worse and worse.
Losses in biodiversity can also lead to problems with the availability of food. As we discussed, a lack of water can prevent farmers from growing crops, which can lead to starvation. However, when a region loses its biodiversity, it disrupts the food chain in many ways. For example, if a species goes extinct, all the species used to feeding on it must find another source of food. Say a particular species of freshwater frog dies because its habitat has depleted and dropped. This means the population of birds that feeds on this frog may decline as well, as it lacks sufficient food. Conversely, the insects that the frogs feed on may increase in number, as the frogs are no longer around to keep the population in check.
One of the advantage of
Diversity.
is that they are sitting.
Oh, you can't fucking read it. Why is it reading?
The billions of bees in the world play a critical role in
Oh, that's one
all
more.
the world. If they did not do this, the food supply would dwindle and the human population would suffer.
Biodiversity can play an important function in the cleaning of water when water passes through lakes, wetlands, and streams. It often encounters different species of fungi, algae, and bacteria. Many of these microbes actually filter microscopic particles out of the water, making it safe for humans to drink. Even some larger species do similar work. For example, the caddisfly constructs nets underwater that filter out different kinds of particles, which is then eats. Wetlands rich with these filtering organisms act as natural water filtration system. When the biodiversity of a region declines, many of the organisms critical to this filtering process can disappear. So pressures on the freshwater supply can cause biodiversity to decrease, which can cut the drinkable water supply even further. While humans do have some water filtration plants, these plants are expensive and take a lot of energy to maintain. For centuries, the water that flowed into New York City was naturally filtered by Northern Wash. As the water flowed south, it was purified. However, as the water was polluted and diverted, the water flowing to New York City was no longer filtered. The city faced a choice of spending 6 billion to 8 billion to build a water filtration plant, or just 1 billion to restore the natural waters.
Y'all finished? Yeah. Raise your hand if you read. Yeah, but you told me to wait. Yes, it do. Hey. I read it. No, you didn't.
He read in his mind.
All right, who read after me? Sometimes people be lying. I'm like, nobody has it. This is you read. Did he read?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it? Alright.
What now?
Massage.
He don't really say triple drop.
Massage, you wanna see drip or drown?
So that's the second one.
You wanna see drip or drown?
That's second.
You wanna see drip or
Yeah,
drown?
That's it. Oh, he got them both of the warnings.
You look like that.
He's not a fucking chill out.
What is it called? Yo.
Can I get it? Skittles, please. How the fuck that shit great?
Hombre, tú.
Bro, why'd you lean on it, bro?
Alright. So let me explain to you guys the first portion of your paper. Race. Okay, so race is pretty much how you guys are going to answer, all right, the short response. Okay, so there's going to be a part in your STAR test where it's going to tell you to write. It's going to tell you to construct a paragraph to explain your answer. This is what you have to use in order to get your full points. All right, so first, the R, restate the question. All right, so that's basically what we talked about,
There you go.
including the question in your answer. If I ask you, why is the sky blue? How do you respond to me in a complete answer? The sky is blue.
No
Thank
shit.
you. So in your R, right, you should put the sky is blue because, leave it there. For your A, you answer the question. The sky is blue because, going down to A, it reflects off the water. That's one full answer right there. This is just an example. Okay? So the beginning of the question goes here. You finish it off in A. Now C, cite evidence. All right? So you will basically refer to the article at this point. It's what we've always been doing. We look for text evidence. The article states that the quote. All right? So you basically cite your evidence for C. Now for E, you pretty much explain the quote that you just used. So if the article states that water particles reflect blue into the sky, right? Let's just say that's what it says. For your E, that you will basically put, this means that the color blue is coming from the water, which is why the sky is blue. So for your E, you're pretty much explaining the quote that you just gave. All right, that's all you're doing. The E is just explaining what you put. Okay, whatever quote that you decided to use, you have to explain it. All right. Now for Q2, Q3, and Q4, those are just other questions that you guys are going to have. Some you guys is a short sentence response, meaning I can always have a sentence. Others is an answer choice. All right, and the last one is a short response. Okay. So that is what we're going to be doing. And again, you guys are split up into groups. Let me go ahead and write that down now. No fancy names, just group 1, group 2, group 3. All right? Oh, group 4. All right? So, group 1, group 2, group 3, and group. All right. Now, as you can see, we have more questions. So that means you guys have to be quick. All right. For the first part, you guys are going to be given 5.5 minutes to answer. Just 5.5. Once that timer is up, pencils are down. The first group to raise their hand, all right, gets to answer the question. All right. If they get it wrong, another group has an opportunity to speak. Okay. For the other questions, you're going to have 2 minutes to answer. Same logic, all right? If the team that goes first gets it wrong, another team has a chance to steal. All right? If it's a tie at the end, paper, rock, scissors to see who wins. Everybody following? Everybody understanding? All right, so let's get to our first question. No, you don't understand?
Oh.
What part?
That's what.
All of it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to explain one more time. All right, for the very first part, we're going to be doing this. All right, where you're going to answer the question fully, because again, that is what you need to answer for one of your questions on STAR. You're going to find a question that asks you to write a short paragraph, and you need to know how to do this. All right, that's question 1. That's what you guys will be given 5.5 minutes. For the other questions, they're either multiple choice or a sentence. For those questions, you will get 2 minutes. All right, in order to earn a point after the time is up, I am going to say 1, 2, 3, up. The group that has their hand up first will have the first opportunity to get the to answer the question. If they get it right, they get the point. If they don't get it right, the other group have an opportunity to speak. All right, if we get to the end of the game, it is a tie. We go paper, rock, scissors to see who the winner is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The prize, again, is a bag of chips and a drink for the whole group. All right? Again, second place, you get 3 pieces of candy each. Last place, you get nothing.
Wait, are we doing it?
So after that's only first and second, maybe. All right, makes sense, everyone? Exactly. All right.
You said no what?
Okay. All right, are we ready? So the first question says,
Racism?
Is the author's purpose to inform, persuade, or entertain? It says to cite 3 pieces of evidence, but I only want you to cite 1. Remember, you were using that race format. So the first part of the question says, what is the author's purpose? Huh? Q1 is that first part, that's what I said. Huh? Let me
Oh my God.
right now. Just let me finish. All right? For the first question, you were using that race method. All right? The first part, the order in race needs to restate the question. So the question is asking you, what is the author's purpose? How should you start that in R? Thank you. All right? And then in A, you will put your answers, either to persuade, inform, or entertain. That C is where you go find evidence. All right? You just need 1. In E, all you're doing is explaining the evidence that you gave. All right? I'm going to be walking around just in case you guys need help. All right? But that's what you're doing. R, restate the question. A, that's where you input the question. C, find text evidence. And then D, explain what you put. All right? But I am looking for sentence stems. So for C, it states that. And for E, this means that. All right?
Sometimes I already have my plans. I'm like, why is the bank like that?
Huh? Yes, I already started.
Come on,
You never write that. I already started. I just need to get back.
24 hours.
Huh?
Big fat leaders are not allowed in America.
All right, like I said, y'all have exercise.
Because
You ain't already explained. And that is the exclamation mark is not going to work on there. Oh my God. Stop that. I hate when you do that. That's so annoying. Because you're being condescending. And you're still doing it. So y'all ready to go ahead and get it right? Y'all just want a 0? Did I say we only got 30 some days of school left?
You do?
Yes.
Oh, no. No, I did not know that. Like 30 days.
Alright guys, so for R,
You restate the question.
R, reset the question, bro. Reset the question.
Restate.
I'm doing something, Thomas. So they said, okay.
You're so fake.
To either inform, persuade, or so that's what you put in here. This just go.
This is actually. Hey,
And then right.
Oh God, bro, we have 5.5 minutes. Like that. I'm not looking at it.
So reset the question.
So it looks like there's no work.
That's what I put right.
Okay. I think y'all-
No, you're supposed to restate it.
You dumbass. Bro, you said read. I told you put restate on restate the question on R and you said yeah.
Restate that.
I thought you were gonna put restate the question.
What's the question?
Bro.
That's
That's the question.
This, I'm gonna let y'all know y'all ain't never working for me. Cause I explained this about 3-4 times. And y'all writing that,
Dude, you told us to.
he's telling you that y'all need to restate the question.
It could have been more specific. He said write it on there. No kidding. You was gonna be there right there.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just insert. Cause I can hear y'all, but I'm also I don't like penalizing everybody. So if I see like it's just Edwin over here and sometimes Edwin doing because that don't make no sense.
Only Edwin, what?
Yeah, because you playing people. I don't. Stop arguing with me.
Also, you. Come on, this is that. Alright, so.
I got 2 minutes.
I thought we were supposed to get first place.
Yeah, what about first place left?
Yeah, I'm gonna first place.
That's not your fault.
The entrepreneur is.
Oh, I need to write.
I get like you write like kickoff.
Listen, you write the office purpose is.
But the office purpose is.
Get out.
Because I got a video.
That's how you spell purpose.
Something somewhere. Honestly, most words, but author is purpose.
Yes.
Entertain, persuade, or
Purpose, right?
why? What? How's the purpose, guys? No, it's to inform me on.
Where's the whole at?
Inform.
The authors inform us about.
The author's purpose.
It's to affirm.
It's to inform.
No, that's the question. You have to write the author's.
What did you say? Maybe help.
Stop looking at me.
What was before again?
E. So you're gonna pretty much explain what you put for
Oh
C.
my god.
So.
No, it's
I think you said they put too much of a munch. It's not recording, it's live.
Miss High School, but the author's purpose is to entertain. I mean, inform, persuade.
If that's your answer, yeah.
I told you, Fernando.
No, that's
the
restate. Answer goes here.
Oh.
Okay, stop doing that and do it. Thank you.
What's the sentence?
All right, I'm gonna give y'all. Since I see that everybody's still working, I'm giving y'all a minute and a half.
Apúrale.
Wait, what is it even
What is it?
Inform. It's to inform.
That's so hard.
No.
Right here, bro.
I'm talking about the second one.
Hey, go back. See what you
What is this?
Times don't kill us.
Let me know life.
Miss
Let me know
Hines.
life. Let me know life. You see? Hero life.
So it states that. and go.
Or just
Yeah,
put-
like,
hey,
I
to
think
inform. Just put
You
to
have to
inform.
delete the life. That's on my pin.
It's alright. To inform.
Bro, it's not to inform.
Yes, it is.
Miss Hines, can you go back to the slide? Yeah. Restate the question. Answer the question.
To inform.
Wait, that's me. The other purpose.
It's to inform. It's to inform.
So right here, I put the other purpose is to inform.
Y'all got
To
like
inform.
50 seconds.
To inform. Just put to inform.
No, you have to write the whole question. The other
Just
purpose.
do it.
Just do it, Fernando.
I mean, get what she said. Do what you put, Fernando.
Or you
I
can
seen
do your
it.
own. If that's how you want to write it, then that's
Guys,
fine.
what's the evidence?
You see the evidence?
He's going back. You're going back into it.
All right, 30 seconds.
You're going back into it.
Okay, y'all know what do I put for C?
Here's the evidence.
C is Miss Hines, what's C?
Just cite the evidence.
Oh,
So
site evidence.
Besides, search up Drake.
No, shut up, Tito.
evidence.